Started. Okay, brilliant. Good morning, Filippo. How are
Morning,
you?
Jordana. Good. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. How is the world of Bancone these days?
Going very well. We um, restaurant still going nice and busy, even though it's
Brilliant.
early in the year.
Yeah,
Of course, we got our fourth restaurant coming up in April, May this year around Kensington. So very excited about
exciting.
that.
Yeah,
Lots of like planning and things to put in place. So we keep busy for sure. Teams are
definitely.
growing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
of course, you just won for the sixth year in a row, featured in the Michelin Guide.
Yeah, the
Congratulations to
Beef
you and the team.
Gourmand.
You must be
Yeah,
very
thank you very
proud.
much. We are, yeah, when we saw it, we were ecstatic. Like, it's always, even though we know that what we do, we do it well and we put a lot of like passion and effort into it. Uh, Still is always like a very pleasant surprise to see that we still have it year after year after year. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely super proud. Big celebrations. Yeah.
Absolutely. There was a few toasts of champagne, I'm
Wow.
sure, the other night. Amazing. And just for anyone who might not know of Bancone or heard of you, I mean, where have you been if you haven't heard of Bancone? But could you just tell us a little bit about Bancone and how you started?
Yeah, sure. So Bancone is a fresh pasta restaurant. So our main product is fresh pasta. Very high quality product. With most of what we do is made by us on a
Mhm.
daily basis on site to keep it fresh, um, seasonal as well. We try and like change a couple of dishes here and there regularly, just keep it, as I said, seasonal and exciting.
No.
Yeah, we have three venues at the moment, two in central London, Covent Garden and Soho, and the third one that we open in August 2023 in Borough
Hmm.
Yards. And yeah, fourth one coming April, May 2025 in High Street, Kensington.
Very
Um,
exciting.
so Bancon is growing, and yeah, we're very excited to keep delivering great pasta to everyone that wants to.
Exactly. And Bancone on Kensington High Street couldn't fit more perfectly, could it really? I feel like there are some incredible restaurants there, but wow, you will have a great presence there. So I will be
Yeah.
there for sure. Very excited for your opening.
We're
So
looking forward
also
to
this oh make sure of that. Right, I've got you now. It's
it.
recorded. I've got you on record now. So let's jump into the apprenticeship side. So obviously, we did a 3 month project together. So it was so incredible to work with you and amazing that you managed to get, so much funding to be able to do your apprenticeships as a small business. But could you just tell me a little bit of the reason why? What's the why behind Bancone, embarking on an apprenticeship journey?
Yeah. So apprenticeship, I mean, they've been around for a while,
Hmm.
and you guys from Appetite got in touch. I think it was mid last year,
Yeah.
just to like tell us a bit more about apprenticeship and see if it was something we wanted to introduce at Bancone.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, so after some talk and everything, some meetings, we decided to, yes, let's take it up. Let's see how it goes. It's a great opportunity for development. I think that's one of the top things that people are looking into the role these days. People want development, people want progression. They don't just want to get in a role and stay in that for the rest of their lives. They want to like grow, and if you can't provide growth and development, people will leave.
Yep.
So
Without a
you
shadow of a
know
doubt.
yeah. It was just like such a great opportunity to provide some more formal kind of training to our people. We do a lot of training like on site, internally, but having something that is a formal qualification that you get at the end,
Yeah.
it's something else. Like, as I said to the people that are going to go in the apprenticeship, it's like learning sort of like the theory behind the practice, like why you do what you do,
Yeah.
how else could you do it, what other
Yeah.
ways are there. these sort of things. Why something that you do might not work, because perhaps the way you communicate with people works with some, but not with other people, because not everyone learns the same, not everyone is the same. And this one size fits all mentality, well, I'm sure it never worked before, but now we are well aware that it doesn't work.
Very aware that it doesn't work.
Yeah. So it, opening up everyone's mind and getting exposure to different ways of doing things and progressing and developing, not just in a professional environment, but as a person as well. That's going to affect people's personal lives as well as professional lives.
Absolutely. And to have that recognized qualification at the end, that really matters as well. It's like, yes, I achieved this. Not that I just attended 10 workshops and I learned a lot. I've actually got an accreditation, to say I've completed, CIPD level 5, whatever the qualification apprenticeship is. It's that qualification that, in the future, you've still got that on your CV. And you can say, I did that. I'm qualified.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen any, I know you're really early in your journey of apprenticeship. So you've got, I believe, level 5, the hospitality strategic operations. Yeah, that's the one. So you've got a few people on that one with straight A training. And then also with the level 4 hospitality manager with electric mayonnaise. So I know you're super, super early in the journey, but have you seen any changes in the team at all, or any benefits from already starting the journey?
There's definitely been a lot of excitement around it since we started. We only really just started beginning of January, and the process of getting enrolled and everything takes a while. But there's been a lot of excitement around, people just like asking, like, managers, anytime I would see them, the one that were going on the course, they would be like, oh, so when do we start? Like, when is it going to be? Well, and so, loads of excitement, a boost in motivation in these people for sure.
That's great.
Yeah, in terms of other benefits, not yet, because it's very, very early days, but I'm sure we're going to start seeing some changes and improvements
without a shadow of a doubt.
Like, they're going to have to start applying what they learn. So
and when we talk again next year, Filippo, in National Apprenticeship Week next year, 2026, we'll have a whole different conversation to have.
I'm going to have a lot more a lot more data by then.
Definitely. Where will we go? So, okay. And would you recommend apprenticeships within hospitality to other businesses?
Absolutely. I would say 100% yes. Let your people choose. Don't force it onto people. Make sure the conversation is open and honest about what they are, what the requirements are. Not just like, yes, it's funded by us or whatever, and you get a qualification and you get to do workshops and all of that. But the commitments that people need to have, you might need to have like 2 or 3 conversations about the same thing with people, just to make sure they fully understand what it is, what the benefits are, what the challenges might be, and let your people choose.
100%. That's really good advice.
I would definitely recommend for anyone that is looking to get more formal training in their role to grow. Why not?
Exactly. Apprenticeships are the way forward. And then let's talk about you. So you yourself, as a people partner in Bancone, are doing an apprenticeship. Do you want to tell us which apprenticeship you're doing and how you found it so far?
So I'm doing a level 5 coaching professional, mainly because I already done in the past my CIPD level 3 and level 5. So I was looking for something that could add to my skill set. So I decided to go for coaching. I was gonna do it not through an apprenticeship, but just through a provider at the beginning of 2024. I was looking into it, but because the cost was very high, I kind of I was like, okay, let's wait a little bit. And then
it's a bit pricey.
Yeah, it's a bit pricey, so let's put some money on the side, and then when I have the funds, perhaps I can, do it and go on it. And then we started talking about apprenticeships, and that was one of the apprenticeships that was available, and I was like, amazing. Why not?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, so far it's been good. Very early days for me as well. But yeah, very excited. I want to learn. I want to start, practicing, and yeah.
And I'll be coming to you. I'm going to be knocking on your door when you need some people to coach. I'm here.
Doing my level 3 and level 5 CIPD, if I kind of like knew more about apprenticeships back then, it would have been like very different story, because one of them was self-funded, the other one was funded by the company, but still what the cost is to do a course, it's a qualification, it's quite high when you compare it to if you do it through an apprenticeship, where whether you're a levy payer or you get gifting, or even if you pay the 5%, it's still going to be much lower cost than if you go
fraction.
Like that if you go and do it privately, let's say, or like non through an apprenticeship. And at the end of the day, when I done my level 3, it took me about a year to complete, 10-11 months. And the level 5 was about a year and a half. So it would have been the same length of time. I mean, if I'd done it through an apprenticeship, it could have been like a couple of months longer, but that's about it.
It's the only difference, isn't it? However, got to admire your determination and your willingness to invest in yourself. That's incredible. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
But you work for Bancone now, who are invested in you and the team as well. So no more having to fund your own apprenticeships.
No,
your own courses, sorry, should I say.
the other thing that is great when you do it through an apprenticeship is that you actually have to demonstrate that you put in practice. When I've done it like by myself, it was just like kind of studying and doing assignments and showing that I have that knowledge. But with an apprenticeship, it's not just about showing that you have the knowledge, it's about having the skills and behaviors that go with it. So it's even better, because you need to actually practice what you're learning.
100%. 100%. Obviously, you're a people partner in a business. You already have, a lot on your plate, a big job. How do you then juggle your studies with your apprenticeship alongside a very important role?
I think that's what's probably the most challenging part for everybody. I try and cut out some hours of my week to try and dedicate to that. It's not always possible, things happen. So cannot be, some weeks I might have less time, other weeks I might have a bit more time. Because I'm really interested and invested in what I'm doing. I do a lot of it, like, for example, reading on the tube, listening to podcasts, this sort of things, which will help with the apprenticeship and the evidence of learning and all of that. And a few hours a week, try to put together some reflection and what I've learned, to make sure I don't, not too many hours pile up. It's okay for a few to pile up, but not too many.
But like you say, you will some weeks. Some weeks are crazier than others, right? So it's just about carving out that time and having that protected time.
What we suggested to the other managers that are on apprenticeship as well is like, schedule yourself for this. So add it into your schedule. Make sure either instead of starting at like 10, come in at 9, and that 9 to 10, you just do that. And when you do it 5 days a week, that's 5 hours already that you have spent without really making any big changes.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Okay. So would you have any advice for other people professionals out there that are either sitting on the fence or not really sure how to get started with apprenticeships, and is it going to benefit my business? You know, they're not quite there yet with their thought process. Any advice to other people professionals?
Sure. I mean, learning, it's never a bad thing.
No?
It can only add. So there's never going to be a bad side of like, oh, I've learned this. What a waste of time. Like that's not going to happen. And especially when you're in HR or yeah, you're a people professional, like you have to be committed to your development. That's part of, if you're part of the CIPD, that's something that they're very big on. You need to keep learning, keep growing. So yeah, absolutely, get on an apprenticeship, whether it's, you know, a foundation level, an intermediate, or something a bit more high level, like a level 7. Go for it. If you're not sure, I mean, speak to Jordana. Appetite, they're here to help, like you helped us. Yeah, but go for it, you know,
I love it.
and find out what it is, find out what it takes. Make sure it's for you. Again, make sure if you just prefer to do your self-directed learning when you want, by reading the things that interest you, do that. But if you do want to get a qualification, that these days in, you know, the people profession, it's quite important. And I would argue that sometimes it might not even be relevant, but people do look at it. Recruiters
100%.
or companies, they do look if you have a CIPD level 3, level 5, level 7, depending on the position that you're going for. It shows that you're committed to doing the role, to actually working in HR, in the people profession.
Exactly. I mean, we're definitely seeing a change. Whereas before, I think as a HRD, even a head of people, probably more of a head of people role, you know, you could do the role by just having the experience. Let's face it, you know, people is experience. But there's definitely been a big switch towards people looking for that qualification. You know, they're looking for CIPD level 5 if you're wanting to be a head of people. And, you know, not necessarily the level 7 for HRD, but the willingness to want to do it, you know. So, you know, the level 7 gets you to that HR director level. But there's definitely a bigger swing now towards wanting that CIPD qualification and the people professionals for sure. I mean, well, thank you so much, Filippo, for joining us for a chat this National Apprenticeship Week. Honestly, I know you're at the start of your journey, but it all sounds very exciting at Bancone, and Appetite for Apprenticeships are really, really grateful and proud to have been a really small part of your journey to get you on the road to apprenticeship. So thank you for joining me this morning, and I'll be in your restaurant for some pasta and Prosecco very soon.
Thank you, and Vicky, for all the work you do around the apprenticeship as well. I think there's not enough awareness or knowledge for businesses and for people about what apprenticeships can deliver. So the more we all talk about it, and yeah, the great work that you guys are doing, the better. Hopefully, yeah.
I will see you very soon then, Filippo.
Thank you.
Stop this now.